Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. Hey there, folks. My name is Brad Varnell, and this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And today I am excited to present you with another token teaser segment. We're going to give $100 away towards the end of this live stream. The team from DIA has been, a blessing. They've given us $100 to give away. And today I have the head of DIA's business development team waiting to pop on and tell us all about this incredible real world asset project. So without any further ado, let me get you popped onto the screen. Dylan from DIA Business Development. Welcome to the channel. How you doing today?
Hey everyone. Hey Brad. I'm doing great. Great to be here. Thank you. Pleasure to join your community, and yeah, excited to talk about DIA today and all that's ahead for us.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it too. You know, I've known Anzi for, probably all the way since about 2017. Him and I were acquainted and have kind of kept in touch over the years. So I was excited when I found out that he was, a part of your team and a part of this project. And then, unless you've been hiding under a rock, folks, you know that RWA's real world assets, the tokenization of the world, is growing and going mainstream. So when I saw that you guys are, real world asset based company, I was super excited to learn more. So, let's get right into it, Dylan. Tell us, a little bit about you, how you got involved in this crazy world of blockchain technology, and how, DIA, came about.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, my name is Dylan Hansen. I'm based in New York City. How I got into this crazy world of crypto. I mean, I've always been interested in investing since I was 9 years old. Took out my first CD at a bank. Saw the first, benefits of actually investing and putting away some capital at the time. In high school, I did some equity investments, and in college, I was studying business administration. And it was 2017 when I heard word of this crazy thing called Bitcoin, and I started checking. I just looked up on Google, what is the price of Bitcoin? And I refreshed the page like, I don't know, 2 minutes later, and it had already gone up another $200, right? And so almost immediately in this moment, I realized, wow, I've never seen an asset really move like this. Started to dive a little bit deeper, learned that, there's Ethereum back at the time, Ripple, Dash, Stellar, XLM, right? And really started to dive deeper into the industry and learn that this exciting price action was backed by fundamentally innovative technology, and that it was still an early time to get into the space. Little did I know, it was the peak of the bull market, right? We all get in. Usually your entry is right when things are at the hottest. And that's just the learning curve of this industry. But yeah, after college, I did traditional finance for about 10 months before deciding that it was time to take full part in my crypto journey here. Spent a year at a small project in the Polkadot ecosystem called Robonomics. Any super Polkadot OGs might remember that one and be familiar with it still to this day. And now I am leading the business development team at DIA. I've been at DIA for about 2.5 years, and DIA is a cross-chain Oracle provider. So happy to dive more into what that is, but that's my backstory and how I'm here with you, Brad, today.
Awesome, man. That's incredible. So you've got a little bit more real world experience than that youthful face of yours might let on.
Yeah, I know. I always get still sometimes getting ID'd to this age, but yeah, definitely far beyond those years for sure.
Yeah, man, that's awesome though. When you're 40 or 50 and people think that you're 35 still, it'll be awesome. So, we didn't get a lot of opportunity to kind of talk off screen, but something that you just said, caught my ear a little bit, and I have a feeling that maybe we might be a little bit similar on this. If you only worked, like in a traditional 9 to 5 for 10 months, that might kind of lead me to believe that you are on board with my philosophy. And the whole reason that the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel exists is because we don't believe that we were put here on this earth to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week for 40, 50, 60 years of our life for another person that's got their thumb on us, that can tell us when we can go to the bathroom, when we can go on vacations, and, you know, and control our lives. And then in so many cases, do it for an amount of money that we could just barely survive on. So is that part of what led you into this journey, is you just saw a different pathway from that traditional 40, 40, 40 plan?
Brad, my opinion, it's a double-edged sword because you leave the 9 to 5. But when, in my experience, when you're as passionate about this space as most of us are, it just kind of becomes your whole life. Right? So it's like, no, yeah, we're not operating within the 9 to 5 anymore, but it's really 9 to 9. It's really a 24-hour industry, which is what's so exciting about it. I know, you know, also people do get drained from this, right? There's something to be said about finding balance within that workflow. But from my perspective, this is absolutely my passion. You know, when I log off Slack for the night or something, I'm still on X or on YouTube or on something, still learning more about the industry. So I've escaped the 9 to 5, and now I live a 24/8, right? 8 days a week. Yeah.
Amen. But I love that, though, because so many people in the 9 to 5 are hating every minute of it. But the reason that you're doing the 24-hour is because you really love it and you're passionate about it. So you're waking up excited and looking forward to taking on the day versus dreading every moment of it.
Absolutely. And a few other things just to add here while we're on the topic. You know, within this space, there's so much autonomy and leadership one can take on over the project, right? When you're working in these traditional structures, there's hierarchy that takes 30, 40 plus years before you might be even in a position to make the decisions that you want to, or to, have the opportunity to lead the company. And I think within the crypto space, most, if not all of us, are familiar with wearing multiple hats, you know, and one of the great values I've had over my time at DIA is being able to explore and expand skill sets that I have interest in, whether it's BD or whether it's also working with the marketing team, learning more about tech. I think this space gives people really the freedom, both within the time and within the effort, in terms of the work itself, as to how they want to take it and what of their skill sets they want to expand on. So anybody considering looking into joining Web3 full time, I wouldn't look back on this decision I've made. I'm absolutely in love with this space and definitely not leaving it in my time. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
Awesome. I love it. So let's, kind of switch gears and start talking about DIA a little bit. As you mentioned, you guys, it looks like you got launched, back in 2021, got to enjoy a few months of the bull market. And then, here you are 4 years later after having gone through, what was probably some pretty difficult times. I know that a lot of cryptocurrencies didn't make it through the last 2 or 3 years. So I want to commend you on that. And I also want to, mention to people that RWAs really wasn't a thing back during the last bull market. And so you guys are kind of first movers almost, in a sense, that, had the vision and the foresight to be working in the real world asset space, 4 years ago when most people hadn't even heard about it yet.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for that. And these two are connected, actually. The ability to survive in the bear market, it corresponds with the approach we take to have more of like a forward-looking outlook on where the industry is heading, right? And that's definitely one of the reasons why we've positioned ourselves so deeply in the RWA space right now. We're still focused on all things related to oracles, right? Being DeFi, all that falls within DeFi, stable coins, lending protocols, perpetual dexes, even like bringing all types of asset values on chain. But really where we see the space heading and a great opportunity for us right now is to be positioned in RWA in the real world asset sector. So yeah, I would say the ability to survive during the bear market corresponds with not just tracing the most shiny short-term trend, but positioning yourselves with more of a long-term perspective on where the industry is headed.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm kind of curious, is your business model kind of focused on institutional, institutions or retail, or is it kind of a mixture of both?
Yeah, so what we're primarily servicing are the needs of builders, people building decentralized applications or dApps across all of the chains in the blockchain industry, right? Currently, DIA is actually supporting 55 different chains, both L1s and L2s, both Ethereum virtual machine, EVM compatible, and non-EVM compatible. And so really the core teams that we're working with directly are blockchain foundations that are building out the chains on which we're deploying, and the builders on those chains, those building the dApps, right? Those who their end product or their product's end user is the consumer. So those are mainly the teams that we're working with as it relates to the data and services that we provide.
Okay, cool. And I know that you guys are excited about the DIA Lumina mainnet that is coming, which is going to really, revolutionize some things and give you guys, is it the first I can't talk today. Holy smokes. See, I always tell anybody that wants to create a YouTube channel, just watch mine for a little while and you'll be fully convinced that you can do it. Because if I can do it, anybody can. But this is going to create the first trustless oracle as you guys roll this out, right? So do you want to go into a little bit more detail on what the Lumina mainnet is and how that's going to kind of revolutionize the RWA space?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. So I think maybe I'll start by zooming out and really explaining at first foremost what the Oracle use case is, right? So Oracle, it's this term that is maybe complex for your everyday user. It's more so on the development side and the infrastructure side of the space. What we do at DIA is provide asset data. So whether it's token price feeds, like the price of Ethereum or Bitcoin, or real world asset data, what's the value of a certain T-bill, what's the value of a certain equity, what's the value of a certain, let's say, Forex or like currency. And we're providing these values on chain, right? So basically, when you look across the industry, you see there's a bunch of different decentralized applications, and specifically focused on DeFi here, whether it's like lending protocols, whether it's stable coins, perpetual DEXs, liquid staked tokens, the list goes on. Most, if not all, I'd say, okay, I want to be very specific here. Mostly all DeFi applications are reliant on oracles to deliver the value of the assets which are being traded or used in those DeFi protocols. So let's take a quick, easy example of a lending protocol, right? So Brian, you deposit $100 worth of Ethereum into the lending protocol. The protocol itself can facilitate that transaction. It can say, oh, Dylan will borrow your ETH and pay you this, but it doesn't know inherently the value of Ethereum at the price, at the moment that the transaction is occurring. And so what DIA does at a high level is it's delivering the value of these assets on chain for all of these different dApps to function. And that's what oracles do. We have other products such as like providing on-chain randomness and other things, but our core bread and butter is asset price feeds. And so now, it gives me the opportunity to talk a bit about Lumina and why we launched Lumina. So if you take a look at the other oracles which are present in the industry, and this is not to take away from any of them. I'm personally a fan of redundancy. I like to have multiple different providers for different essential infrastructure so that the whole industry isn't just reliant on one. But that said, you take a look at the other ones, and really one of the biggest issues that DIA is striving to solve is the lack of transparency end to end throughout the architecture of other oracles. So you'll notice if you get deep into the weeds there, you notice that other oracles often, they have this black box where what's referred to as data provenance, you can't really source the origin source of data specifically. You don't know exactly from where it's coming from. You know which data provider is providing it, but you don't know where they're getting it at the source level. And so what DIA has done since its inception, since the team came together and started building this out in 2018, is we've strived to be the most transparent oracle in the entire industry, where the entire flow of data from sourcing the data to validating the data to distributing the data is all done with open source transparent methodologies. And Lumina itself is a roll-up based Oracle architecture, so that now the flow of all of this data, as I mentioned, sourcing it, validating it, distributing it, cleansing it, is all done on chain and is open source, transparent, and can be traced by any person interacting with DIA. And so Lumina itself is our final transition, the final stage in our transition into having this all completely transparent on chain with new cutting edge technologies. So it's allowing us to implement ZK proofs, data availability layers for, economic efficiencies. And I can get into all of that, but the super high level, transparency corresponds with what you said is trustlessness. And now I'm going on for a while, Brian. Feel free.
You're good, man. I find this all very, very interesting.
It's funny when I throw around the word trustless, it's sometimes people are like, what do you mean? Like, it can't be trusted, or you don't have to trust it. And so what we're getting at with the term trustless is that there's no trust assumptions. It doesn't have to be trusted. It's proven. There's no black box trusted third-party component of the architecture. That's what we're doing with Lumina. Lumina, the word itself, suggests light. And so what we're trying to do is shed light, bring light and transparency back to Oracle architectures and eliminate any trust assumptions regarding this integral component of data infrastructure on the blockchain.
Awesome. Do you have any idea roughly when you guys think you're going to have that all rolled out?
That's the $1 million question, sir. And we do internally. We're really looking to bring this live in shortly, right? Within the coming within the coming quarter.
Awesome. I know how that goes, man. This stuff always takes a little bit longer than expected, and I don't blame you for not wanting to throw out exact dates, because it seems like there's always a little bit of stuff, no matter what it is in crypto or just any traditional business, that the mom and pop store down the street wants to open on March 1st, and something happens and it takes till March 15th or April. So no worries there. I don't want to talk about the other oracles all that much, but would you consider Chainlink to be probably one of the more famous oracles, or am I off base on that?
No, I think you're definitely on par with that. I think the Chainlink has since 2020 really done a great job at being a big brand within the Oracle space. They've done a great job. And again, I'm a fan of multiple oracles. Yes. Obviously, I'm the most excited and passionate about the values and the mission that we have at DIA. But I believe that great architectures consist of redundancy. And, we've also positioned ourselves where we satisfy a similar use case to Chainlink, right? We can serve the same clients, but our data offering also expands a bit outside the scope of that. So we really strive to provide more assets than other oracles provide and more customization. So it's really a trade-off of, competition, and competition brings the industry forward, but also striving to fulfill gaps that other providers aren't covering.
Awesome. And the main reason I wanted to ask that question, I'm going to go over here to a new view real quick and add this to stage, is I just want to show all of you that are watching, Chainlink has been around for a long time, and it's sitting right now at over a $10 billion market cap. And its all-time high was about $52, which is roughly, 3x or so from here. So at its peak, it had about a $30 billion market cap. And once again, folks, this is not financial advice, but we're kind of a micro cap gem, channel. We believe in diving a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole so that we have the potential for some really good risk reward setups. And so if you pull up DIA here, we're not going to stay on this long, but look at this, folks, $53 million market cap versus a $10 billion market cap. So to me, I really see that as an incredible opportunity, and that's why we're sharing this project with you, right now. And so, like I said, I don't want to say too much about that, but that's what is really cool about this project is even though it's been, it started being developed in 18, it launched in 21. We're talking about a 7-year history here. It's still under $100 million market cap with tons of room to grow. And they're innovating and adding new things all the time. And so, I pulled up your website here and I just was there anything else, anything on the website that you would like me to kind of highlight or click on?
Yeah, definitely. If you wouldn't mind, check out our ecosystem page right there on the top. Yep. If you can go to the ecosystem portal there, should bring you to, yep, exactly. This is something I always look at when I'm checking out different teams and seeing what they're doing, right? It's important to know as like an indication of how hard teams are shipping and how successful their product is to look into their ecosystem and partners, in my opinion. And so if you scroll down, you can check out all the blockchains that we're currently live on and partnered with. You can check out all of the dApps that we're currently partnered with, all of the sources, nodes, and other infrastructure providers that we're working with. And so this is, an expansive ecosystem that I'm proud to discuss and share with the audience today. And we are continually striving to grow this. So like you said, one of the exciting things I love so much about working in the Oracle space, while it's not this generally retail hot topic just yet, this is something that is integral to the functioning of so many different types of applications that we engage with on the blockchain. And it's ever evolving, right? So the use case for oracles is constantly growing. During the bear market, we didn't have liquid staked tokens back in 2021, right? Maybe we did, but it wasn't as widespread. Then zoom back even one cycle before that, we had the launch of NFTs. We were able to provide NFT floor price feeds for enabling DeFi use cases off of NFTs. Then we looked, then you look into liquid stake tokens, presented another opportunity for Oracle providers. Now looking forward, we're looking at real world assets, another opportunity. And so what's really great about my experience working at an Oracle is the positioning that this is rather category agnostic. This is something that's relevant looking forward and will continue to be relevant as more use cases are built out on the blockchain. So super excited looking forward about the potential use cases and partners that we can continue to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything on the website that kind of highlights the DIA Reel, the Oracle suite, where you're, covering bonds and stocks, commodities? I mean, just a ton of different assets. By no means is it, all cryptocurrency based. We're talking about a lot of real world assets and, outside of blockchain. Is there anything on the website that you want me to highlight about that at all? Or would you like to just talk about it?
Yeah, no, that sounds great. So we actually just launched this, I believe, a week and a half ago. If you go back to the other page that you were at, the home page, and then the top banner, DIA launches X-Reel, learn more. Let's see, the very top, actually, even one above that. Yeah, I think that should already bring you to the landing page of this. Exactly. And from here, you can check out, more information on the use cases for X-Reel and the types of assets and teams that we're working with for this. And then actually one more thing, if you don't mind, if you go to explore data, if you click on that, this brings you to the DIA app. And so, I think one back, exactly. You can already look at all of these price feeds updating in real time. If you're a developer and looking to integrate these, you can already access the API endpoint here and integrate this into the front end of your application, or you can reach out to the DIA team in terms of how to access these values on chain. I mean, this app is fun to play around because it's kind of like, our Explorer page of all of the assets and that we're supporting, all the data sources. This is definitely a cool demonstration of the value, the product offering.
I love it. And so how do, us retail investors that are kind of just used to using an exchange or using an app like Robinhood or E-Trade, what's the best way for us to learn how to actually use, your suite of products, and how does it help us in our investing, journey?
So yeah, the suite of products is really designed to support developers, right? So people building
Okay.
out all these applications and all these chains. So it's kind of like a funnel where we're supporting the developers building out the apps that then your audience and your end users that you're mentioning will be using. So you might engage in an app or a DApp and not even know that Dia is the one providing the Oracle for it. One example is actually you could go back to our ecosystem and click through all of our partners there and check out their applications. And if you use those, then you're by proxy, by default, engaging and utilizing Dia's price feeds. You could check out, I'd say a cool example is perhaps Silo Finance, arguably the leading lending protocol on Arbitrum. We do great work with them and provide them a ton of ecosystem native asset price feeds that are fun to play around with. So yeah, that's how I would suggest that funnel works. And if you're a user, the end user, you can always check out this page, right? If you go one up on the left column here, you see token price feeds. Yep. And then this is now then our Explorer, similar to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. But actually, if you even click on one of these, click on perhaps, if you scroll down a little bit, let's go to let's go to Arbitrum right there, the token itself. You can see that here, once this loads, you can see all of the sources from which we're getting this data. Again, this is what we're striving to do, provide absolute transparency. So even on the front end here, you can see all of the data sources using this. And if you're a developer, you can actually even use this page to take next steps in requesting a custom Oracle. Yeah. And so, yeah, this is kind of the front end that people can play around with.
Okay, perfect. That makes a lot of sense. So in a way, we're more investing. Like, just a lot of times you might not like McDonald's food, but if you think it's going to be an incredible business, you might still buy shares of stock in it. Not that I'm saying that we wouldn't like, the Dia Oracle platform, but what I'm kind of gathering for myself and those of us that are, watching this video, it's not so much about us going and using your protocol. The way that we can support it and benefit from it is by potentially taking a look at investing in the token. And then maybe it looks like you've got a staking platform here that I'm not able to use right now. When I'm off camera, I'll go turn on the VPN.
I didn't hear it. What'd you say?
But is that a fair analysis that we're not necessarily, we're more the people that are watching this video that aren't developers, that aren't builders, are mostly going to benefit just by the participation in the ecosystem, if you will. Like, if they do their research, they do their due diligence, and they decide that they want to invest in the company, that's really how we participate as retail.
That's correct. And also anybody who's really interested in learning more and joining vibrant communities, this is a project where we have a super active, vibrant community. And so you guys are all welcome in. And one of the great things is that our community is learning and growing and learning more about this space through their experience in this community. Like I said, we're providing the essential infrastructure that so many of these new chains and new dApps are using, right? So by proxy or by being in the community, you're already kind of seeing which teams we're partnering with from an early stage. And like I said, this is one of the value I get in Dia. Instead of being, for example, in some specific application that's launched on Solana, and then I'm only focused on that specific type of application on Solana, Dia is much more comprehensive in that I get to focus and we get to partner with all of these new promising chains, many of the new promising narratives or categories like RWAs, liquid stake tokens, NFTs, right? And we get to tackle these in a more agnostic way where we're not married to one trend. If it goes down, then we die out. And this is how we started. This is really what's allowed us to have longevity as we look forward throughout boom and bust cycles that so many people, unfortunately have to pivot throughout. So yeah, definitely guys, feel free to come check out our community. The best resource there is you can find us on X. maybe I don't know if we get into this, if we'll get into this, but DIA oracles on X, you'll find us there. It should come up. diadata.org. On the top banner, you'll see the community section. Jump in our TG. That's what I would say. Jump in the TG. And like you could reach out. It's and get immediate connection to one of us on the team or to our community.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and post that link right in the chat. The link to this Twitter is right in the top of the description here of the video, folks. You can also get into their Telegram group right here and go ahead and take, a look at their website. It is all right there for everybody to participate in very easily. Something that you didn't mention, I know that you guys are humble and working hard, but something that I was super impressed by is you guys are listed on you're listed on the 2 best exchanges in the whole world that aren't easy to get listed on. And so, folks, these guys are listed on Binance and Coinbase. And you all know, like, MEXC Global is a great place to go if you want to buy the newest meme coin. But Binance and Coinbase aren't just listing any token. And so I'm super impressed by the fact that you guys are listed on those exchanges. And, if we go kind of back here to the CoinGecko page really quick, there's also dozens of other spots, or a lot of other spots, that they can go ahead and get this coin to, KuCoin and so on and so forth. But that's quite a testament to a company that's been in business now for just a handful of years to have gotten the attention of and gotten on Coinbase and Binance. I really like that.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much for saying that. And yeah, it's great. It's great. The longer that DIA, exists and is expanding at this capacity, the more credibility we have, right? This is, as I mentioned, this essential infrastructure component that so many dApps are building. And so you see teams come and go, you've seen teams get hacked and exploited, and then they lose their trust and credibility. And so, yeah, it's great to be partnering and have this very, thorough approach towards shipping that has allowed us to really have this great history of providing like faultless price feeds, right? To be able to exist this long in the Oracle space, I definitely think speaks for itself. And the opportunity is definitely growing now. So I appreciate that. And even though, I'm refraining, I'm also on my after my log off of Slack, a degen myself. Like, I love to scan the altcoin markets and all this. So would love to dive more into that. But obviously on the building side, we're focused on products and product and partnerships here at DIA. So I appreciate you sharing those insights on the token side.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes so much sense. I understand that, in your position, if you build it, they will come. And, Microsoft didn't get, to be worth, hundreds of billions of dollars because it was always talking about the stock price. It became worth hundreds of billions of dollars because it was delivering, and every computer system in the world started running Windows. And so it was the technology and the real world use case, the problem that Microsoft solved, that created the opportunity, for the investment. So anytime I talk to a person that's a part of the team and they want to talk about price and Moon and all of that, it's a huge red flag to me. So I'm glad that you just want to talk about the technology and what you guys are delivering. The price will take care of itself.
Absolutely, right? And again, like, if you're short-term focused on price, you're probably going to catch on to these short-term trends that take a bunch of internal product resource and BD resource, marketing resource, and then they die out. We're focused on longevity, on building very long-lasting, important use cases that tons of teams can utilize. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like the token is on the Ethereum blockchain, the BNB smart chain, and Sora. So if somebody does go to a Coinbase or a Binance or a KuCoin and buy the token and they want to transfer it over to their own private wallet, they can do like, Trust Wallet or MetaMask, or, what wallet would you recommend people hold your tokens on if they want a kind of a decentralized wallet to put them in?
I mean, this is NFA. I don't want to get held accountable here for any wallets. Personally, cold storage, I just generally use the ledger.
Okay. But it would be compatible. I'm assuming they can buy it, and if they wanted to, they could send it over to their MetaMask wallet.
That's correct. It's an ERC20 token, so it's compatible
Right.
with storing it under the Ethereum network on any wallet.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything else that's, maybe you can't give us the date or tell us the exact details, but is there, anything else about the platform, about the, the products that you want to highlight? Do you want me to go back over to your website or your Twitter or anything that you would like to, continue to share?
Well, I would love to, because I've spoken a bunch so far on how we are forward-looking and building for the present, but also the opportunities that are in the future. So instead of keeping that abstract and obscure, maybe I can give some more insight into what is coming for us. So Lumina is, as I mentioned, the launch of Lumina is really a huge milestone for us, but it's the beginning to a whole new realm of opportunities. On the technical side, we are securing Lumina, or rather building out Lumina so that it is secured by crypto economic security through a decentralized set of node operators, but also cryptographic security through ZK proofs and ZK coprocessors. So on the technical side, super excited about how the architecture will continue to evolve. Launching a rollup itself is a modular architecture that gives us more, I would use the word more flexibility to adapt to the ever-changing needs of the market. And so that's one of the reasons that we've done this, to be well-positioned for the future and have an architecture that won't become obsolete, but rather one that can continue to adapt and adopt to the new cutting-edge technology. So one thing is what's to come on the technical side from Lumina. But looking forward, BD-wise, right, strategy-wise, two things I'm super excited about. One is, I guess maybe these are semi the same, they fall under the same umbrella, but permissionless access to DIA oracles. So currently, with most oracles in the space, if not all, it's either a one-size-fits-all standard oracle contract that everybody can query and access the values, or it's a custom oracle that a team deploys for you. So in the past, if you came to DIA or you came to another team that might offer custom oracles, they have to do it more of a hands-on one-off deployment for you. What we're looking to do and building out right now is build out this architecture whereby anybody can come and autonomously customize and deploy their own price oracle without needing to contact or access the DIA team, right? So be able to instantly, within 4 minutes of customizing and specifying the parameters, click deploy, and boom, you have an oracle on your destination chain. And so what this is going to do for us is position us to scale, right? This space is scaling at such a fast rate. We see, I don't know how many L1s and L2s are there now? There's probably over 500. Like I saw a team the other day say they're partnered with over 1,000, given both testnet and mainnet chains. There's so many dApps building on these chains. To do this in a one-off, hands-on way is not going to allow us to scale in the way that we strive to scale over the coming years. And so we're launching a tool called Oracle Builder. Right now it's on testnet, and this is going to be the tool that anybody can come in, even your users, right? If they want to give the technical side a try and try to customize and deploy an oracle. It's a no-code tool, actually. You just click a few buttons. It's standard interface. Super excited about this. This is what's going to be able to meet all of the needs of the dApps at scale that we're chatting with and corresponding with. So that's looking forward. That's probably our next big focus, to get that live at scale after the Lumina launch. The RWA side, we're chatting now. We've expanded the prospective partners and integrations, not just to teams building on chain, but institutions and entities that are existing off-chain. So now we're at this huge moment in the Web3 space where we're gaining access to capital and users that were off-chain before, that we never had before on chain. Over the years I've been in the crypto space, everybody's asking, like, when new users, when new liquidity. I think this is it. I think that this is the time in the crypto life cycle here where we're finally going to get this injection of new liquidity and new users. And it's going to completely open up the doors as well, as it relates to the services and the infrastructure we can provide to bring these asset values on chain. So tons of exciting stuff happening. Really appreciate the opportunity to come on and just spew it all out in front of you. Hopefully it came out in, consolidated ways that make sense. But I really appreciate the opportunity to come share with everybody, what I'm passionate about and what we're doing here at DIA.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to pull this up really quick because I think it really goes along with what you're saying. For those of you that are watching that have never heard of the S-curve adoption law, this like literally works with, the horse and buggy transitioning into automobiles. When computers came along, cell phones, basically any type of technology has this S-curve. And what they basically say is that usually it takes a tremendous amount of time and effort, which here we are 15, 16 years into, the cryptocurrency space. And we're at roughly about 10% adoption is what is being talked about. But what they say is that when a industry can hit that 10% adoption, that they hit this S-curve portion and they end up with about an 80% adoption rate in the next 10 to 15 years. And then it kind of flattens out here, as you see, and the remaining adoption, takes a long time. But folks, we are literally right here. And we're right in the ballpark of where we, the experts out there in the world believe that we're going to go from this 10% adoption to this 80% adoption just over the next decade. And it's just an incredible opportunity for those of us that were lucky enough to, find out about this space early to really take advantage of some amazing things. And, one of the things that I'm always telling my community, Dylan, is we don't want to get into the next meme coin and look for that 100x. I mean, they're few and far between. And the fact of the matter is even if you get lucky and you hit 100x on a meme coin, you're going to give it all back on the next 10 or 15 or 20 meme coins that you try to hit the next 100x on. What we want to find are the Microsofts and the Amazons and the Dells and the Starbuckses of the world. I'm 51 right now. I want to be able to look back when I'm 75 and telling my kids and my grandkids about how I did an interview for DIA back in 2025, and now they are a $1 trillion corporation in 2050. And nobody's got a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen, but I really believe that if there's a company out there that has the potential for some longevity and to really impact the world and be around for decades to come, you guys sure seem like you've got a heck of a chance.
Thank you, Brad. I appreciate those kind words. Absolutely. That's the everyday passion. That's the goal. Like you said, this is the adoption curve time to be an integral part of it in an agnostic, way where we can adapt to how the industry is evolving. This is definitely a huge focus, right? We want to, and it's not, like you said, it's not just a focus on that value, but it's what that value indicates in regard to our success to actually help the space and help the space move forward and to grow. So if that's not the goal, then I don't know what is, because that's all encompassing of everything else that we're working for to drive innovation and adoption of Web3, right? And all these different dApps that we're supporting. So thank you for that. Inspiring words. And I absolutely, can relate.
You're very welcome, man. Thank you for being on the show. And if you're ready, let's give away $100.
Let's do it. How do we do this? Can I have some part in the randomizing here, or what's going on?
Yeah. So this is my StreamYard giveaway tool. If you've been typing in #DIA into the chat, that will get you entered. You do have to be present to win. So if you hopped on, 5 minutes into the stream, typed in #DIA, and then you left, you're not going to win. So folks, I want to give everybody just a few more, a minute or two to, get the #DIA into the chat. And then the way that we do this, folks, is when your name is drawn, you have to come into the chat here and let us know that you are still here. And this is for two reasons. Number one, this keeps, you know, scammers from trying to clone your YouTube accounts. I used to do these drawings, and I would give somebody a day or two to, you know, like get into the chat and let me know that they were there. And I would literally have 3 or 4 people try to clone somebody's YouTube account and act like they were the winner. So what I'm going to do, let's say that Climax Hub here was one of the winners. I click on his name and I click go to channel.
This poor guy. This poor person like out here.
I think I've done this with him twice. I think I used him as an example about a week ago too. But anyways, now everybody that has a YouTube account has this unique, you know, homepage to themselves, and it's editable. You can go in and change this about. And so what you're going to do if you win is you're going to go put in your, you know, Trust wallet, your MetaMask wallet, whatever private wallet. You don't want to do an exchange wallet. You want to do something that I can send BNB, Binance Smart Chain tokens to, and I'm going to send you either $25 in you know, USDT, USDC on the Binance network, or maybe even just BNB, but I'll shoot you $25 to your wallet address that you're going to put here if you are a winner. So with that, we can go back to the drawing tool, and we can draw our first winner. And remember, folks, you want to definitely get into the chat and let us know that you are here as quick as possible. So our first winner is Troxy Van. Troxy Van, congratulations, you won. So we're doing 4 winners. 4 winners of $25 each. Our second winner is going to be.
All right, congrats, Troxy. Congrats, Troxy. Let's go. Who else? I
love this tool because it's so dramatic.
Yeah,
it always stops. It looks like it's going to stop and doesn't. God's wish. Congratulations. Thank you for watching today, and looking forward to sending you $25. And folks, I believe, so it didn't show on the CoinGecko, but is there any liquidity like on PancakeSwap? If people want to use this $25 in Binance USDC, can they buy DIA tokens on PancakeSwap?
That's a great question. I'm not sure if there is. The main liquidity is on Ethereum mainnet. So let me check into this actually.
Okay. Luke Mayer, congratulations on winning $25 and our 4th winner. You know, the fees have been pretty cheap on Ethereum lately. I could probably come up with some USDC or USDT. Logan, congratulations on winning. I could probably come up with.
There's a pool. Sorry to cut you off.
There is.
Okay. Yeah, there's a pool on PancakeSwap.
Beautiful. So, you know, all you guys got to do if you want to, you know, go is probably just, you know, pull up pancakeswap.finance here. Or wait, that you got to learn how to spell pancake, Brad. Well, this is their CoinGecko, but it should take me to their website too. So pancakeswap.finance. And obviously you can come over here, and this is the contract address right here. This OX999. Just copy that. Come over here into PancakeSwap, and I don't care about the affiliate program. Just go over here to swap, and then switch out cake for this address here, and that's going to pull it up right here. DIA is active, and boom, you can take the BNB or the USDC or the USDT that I send you, and you can buy some DIA tokens right here with the $25 if you so choose. In fact, what I think I'm going to do, guys, I just changed the whole giveaway. I'm going to go buy $100 worth of DIA tokens after I get off this stream, and I'm just going to send each of you guys $25 in DIA tokens. Obviously, you can do with them what you will, but if you saw what I saw today and learned what I learned, you know, not financial advice, you might want to keep them for a few months and see what your 25 could turn into. So that's what we're going to actually do. I'm going to actually go buy $100 worth of these tokens right after we hop off the stream and go from there. So real quick, let me get back here and just kind of make sure.
And just make sure you have oh yeah, you did that. The Binance smart contract address, right? The BSC one? Yep. Perfect.
Yep. So there's Luke. We're looking for Logan. Logan's there. We got God's Wish, and Troxy Van Are you guys in the house? Here's God's Wish. I saw his name there. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I just saw it. God's Wish. Oh, here's Troxy Van. So we'll be there. I love you too. Thank you, Troxy Van. And then last but not least, I know I saw God's Wish name. Where did it run off to on me here? There we go. Awesome. So all of you guys will be getting $25 worth of DIA tokens here. Give me a little bit of time. I got to hop off of here, you know, take a drink, relax for 5 seconds. Then I'll go buy the tokens and I'll get them sent out here in the not too distant future. So with that, Dylan, thank you again so much for coming onto the channel. You are definitely welcome anytime as DIA, you know, continues to grow and innovate, and you've got new exciting things that you want to, you know, get announced out into the cryptocurrency community. Definitely would love to have you back and, you know, and see you again in the future.
Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you for having us. Yeah, allowing me the opportunity to share with you and your community all that we're building and excited about looking forward. Thanks to the community. Shout out to the winners of the of Brad's giveaway here. And one last thing I guess I would leave you guys with is of anything, you know, please feel free. I encourage you to join our Telegram community. Again, this is where we are strong. You know, this is where tons of people are always talking about what's coming next. You know, if you want to know what's coming next for us, you want to hear every update about, you know, who we're partnered with chains, which chains we are integrating with. We host a bunch of X spaces ourselves. So really hope to see some of you guys in the community. It's really been a great sort of like family that we've built there. And nonetheless, you know, I wish everybody success and happiness. And thank you, Brad, again for having us.
Man, it was our pleasure. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to the DIA community for coming out so strong, man. I'm amazed at how many of you showed up for this. Definitely, you know, you've got an incredible community and we appreciate you. There's the link to the Telegram. It's right there. That should hyperlink you. It's also right in the top of the description of this video. So with that, folks, have an incredible rest of your day and we will see you all again very soon. Bye-bye for now.